Khloe Kardashian is determined to support Scott Disick, even though Kourtney has moved on. Hi, before we continue, please subscribe to the channel for all Kardashians news and update. Khloe Kardashian and Scott Disick have a bond that many people don't fully understand. Some people who watch their reality shows think that the way they talk and act around each other is just for entertainment or to make the show more interesting. But according to someone who knows them very well, their relationship is actually very real and not something they do just for cameras. They have been very close for a long time, and they still spend a lot of time together, even if not everyone sees it. This connection remains strong no matter how Khloe's older sister, Kourtney Kardashian, feels about it. Scott became a part of Khloe's life when she was still in her early 20s. Since then, he has become someone she considers part of her family. She always says he will be like family to her forever. He has always treated her like a younger sister and is very protective of her. Their friendship has lasted through many years, and they have supported each other through some of the hardest times in their lives. One of those times was when Khloe was going through her divorce from Lamar Odom. Scott was there for her. He was also by her side when she faced betrayal from her ex-boyfriend Tristan Thompson. During those moments when Khloe was hurting and feeling alone, Scott was one of the people who stayed close to her. He didn't just offer emotional support, but he made sure to be there physically as well, to comfort her and make her feel safe. The same way he stood by her during her heartbreak with Tristan, he did during her difficult split with Lamar. This is one of the reasons why Khloe has stayed so loyal to Scott. She believes he has proven himself to be someone she can always rely on, and because of that, she refuses to walk away from their friendship, even though Kourtney has moved on from her relationship with Scott. Khloe has made it clear that she does not gossip about Kourtney with Scott or share private information about her sister. She says that kind of behavior isn't something she wants to be part of. However, the source also shared that even if Khloe says she isn't doing those things, Kourtney still has her doubts. It bothers her that her sister continues to be so close to her ex-boyfriend. One thing that really upset Kourtney was when Khloe chose Scott as the very first guest on her new podcast instead of picking someone else from the family, like her. That decision, in Kourtney's eyes, was a big sign that Khloe was not thinking about how she might feel. It also seems that Khloe doesn't really see things from Kourtney's point of view. When anyone brings up her connection to Scott and how it might be affecting Kourtney, she becomes very defensive and doesn't like to talk about it. She strongly believes in her friendship with Scott and doesn't want anyone, including her sister, to question it. Kourtney and Scott were together for a long time before they broke up. Their relationship lasted for 9 years, and during that time, they had 3 children together: Mason, Penelope, and Rain. Even after they split in 2015, they continued to be involved in each other's lives because of their kids. But eventually, Kourtney found love again with Travis Barker, a musician who is the drummer for the band Blink-182. They were friends for a long time before they started dating seriously in early 2021. Kourtney and Travis decided to take their relationship to the next level when they got married. First, they had a small legal ceremony in Santa Barbara, California, on May 15, 2022. Then, they had a much bigger and more glamorous wedding in Portofino, Italy, on May 22, 2022. Not long after, they started building a new life together and welcomed a baby boy named Rocky 13 on November 1, 2023. Even though Kourtney has moved on and started a new chapter with Travis, Khloe and Scott have continued to be very close. They even talked about their friendship and the rumors surrounding it during the first episode of Khloe's podcast called Khloe in Wonderland, which came out on January 8. Many fans have wondered for years if there was something more going on between the two of them, and they decided to finally talk about it openly. Scott joked about how people, even his own parents before they passed away, used to tease him about his relationship with Khloe. He remembered how they would ask if he had gotten Khloe pregnant. He would answer them in a joking way, saying, yes, just to mess with them. But it was always just a joke. Khloe made sure to jump in quickly and clear things up so that everyone knew Scott was not being serious. She said clearly that he had never gotten her pregnant and that those stories were not true. During the podcast, Khloé also talked about how excited her fans were to hear her speak with Scott. She had done a poll asking her followers who they wanted as the first guest on her show, and most of them chose Scott. She said that people had a lot of questions for them, especially about their relationship. Two of the biggest questions were whether they had ever been in a romantic relationship, and why they hadn't ended up married. Scott responded to one of those questions in a very playful way, pretending to say something shocking, but Khloé quickly shut it down. She said they had never been involved romantically. Scott then got more serious and said that it was strange and even a little disturbing that some people really believe there is something romantic between him and Khloé. He pointed out that he has children with her sister, and that should be reason enough for people to understand why such a relationship would never happen. Scott also admitted that sometimes he says things that might sound inappropriate or make people uncomfortable, but that's just the kind of person he is. He likes to joke around a lot, and he doesn't always think before he speaks. Khloé agreed, saying that if they ever really were in a relationship, people would judge them very harshly. She said that people would probably be very angry and call it disgusting. That's why she's thankful that the truth is much more simple. They're just very close friends who care deeply for each other. Through everything, Khloé has made it clear that Scott is someone she will always care about. She doesn't feel like she should end their friendship just because her sister is no longer in a relationship with him. She believes that real friendships should last no matter what, and Scott has proven time and time again that he has her back. He has helped her through some of the most painful moments of her life, and she feels that kind of loyalty deserves to be returned. Even though this has caused some tension between her and Kourtney, Khloé is standing by her choice. She doesn't see her friendship with Scott as a problem. She thinks it's unfair for people to expect her to cut ties with someone who has always supported her. As for the people who believe something more is going on between her and Scott, both of them have spoken honestly about it and made it clear there is nothing romantic between them. They understand why people might be curious or even confused, but they want everyone to know that their relationship is built on years of trust, laughter, and shared experiences, not romance. Scott may no longer be with Kourtney, but he will always be someone important in Khloé's life. And for her, that's something she's not willing to change. It also seems that Khloé doesn't really see things from Kourtney's point of view. When anyone brings up her connection to Scott and how it might be affecting Kourtney, she becomes very defensive and doesn't like to talk about it. She strongly believes in her friendship with Scott and doesn't want anyone, including her sister, to question it. Thanks for watching. Please do well to share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Kardashian updates.